Mr Speaker, to the Minister of Research, Science and Technology, is the government reconsidering the question of tax credits or an equivalent incentive for research and development?
The Honourable Dr. Wayne.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister in a statement to Parliament on 9th of February said, quote, "Science and innovation and how they underpin business opportunities are so important for this government that we have made this an area a priority for new spending in this year's budget, with a focus on boosting business research and science capability," unquote. The member, of course, will have to wait for budget announcements for the actual decisions.
David Shearer.
Parliamentary. Does he agree with the Prime Minister's Chief Science Advisor, Professor Gluckman, in the Select Committee today that we need a significant shift in private sector research and development spending, and if so, what actions has he taken to achieve this?
The Honourable Dr. Wayne.
Mr Speaker, in answer to the question, I think it's widely agreed that business does need to invest more in business innovation, and indeed, as I say, there are budget announcements ahead which will deal with some of these issues.
Louise Upston.
Parliamentary to the Minister. What initiatives has the government undertaken to support science and innovation since the 2009 budget?
The Honourable Dr. Wayne.
Mr Speaker, the government has done a number of things, including first appointed Professor Sir Peter Gluckman as the Prime Minister's Chief Science Advisor. Second has realigned the funding system with the government's economic growth priorities. Third, implementing the recommendations of the CRI task force, very well received in fact. Fourth, has merged the ministry, or is merging the Ministry of Research, Science and Technology and the Foundation into a new agency to administer science policy and funding. And fifth, has established the Prime Minister's Science Prizes. And Mr Speaker, can I say there is more to come?
David Shearer.
Mr Speaker, thank you. Does he share the concerns of Dr Andrew West, the CEO of Ag Research, who says, quote, "There's been a lot of talk about extra money in the last few years, but there's been no serious allocation from the Primary Growth Partnership," and following the recent losses of 36 Ag Research jobs, said jobs will also go in dairy foods, food safety, parasitology, reproductive biology, and I could go on. And how does he justify these delays in the PGP?
The Honourable Dr Wayne.
Mr Speaker, decisions will be made in relation to PGP. Of course, that's the responsibility of the Minister of Agriculture. In relation to the Ministry of Research, Science and Technology, of course, the recommendations of the CRI task force deal with quite a number of the issues that the member has raised.
Mr Speaker.
David Shearer.
To the Minister, how much money has the various CRIs received so far from the Primary Growth Partnership?
The Honourable Dr Wayne.
Mr Speaker, I'd actually have to provide a precise answer to that, but the application process is really only just in train at the moment, because the applications have to be considered.
Question number 12, Paul Quinn.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question